Hello, everyone. We are back for another series of Marvel After the Credits. It is kind of nuts, still to me to this day, at how fast these things come and go.
The last one ended like a month ago ish.
Yeah, something like that. But before we start, I have to say something. Every time one of these series comes up, inevitably, there is always someone that goes, "Oh, it's just a Marvel TV show that's exactly the same. They do the same damn thing every time. It never changes. It's the formula every time." I want one of you stupid mouth breathing morons to look at what was just put in front of you and tell me that was the same thing as Moon Knight and Hawkeye. Please tell me how. Mike, go ahead.
Okay, so this episode was not really so much plot focused as it was character focused. So we meet our main protagonist, Kamala Khan. We meet her family. First, we meet her best friend, Bruno, who's I guess, the tech wizard of the group.
Yes.
Then we have her other friend, Nakia. Her parents, Muniba and Yusuf, and her brother, Amir. And really the main plot of this episode is Kamala and Bruno trying to get into Avengers Con.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty cool concept.
It is. This might have the coolest intro Marvel's ever done.
Oh, easily.
I kind of lost my mind at how out of every other sphere that thing was. This felt like I was watching a Marvel Disney version of Lizzie McGuire. It was so weird.
I think that's exactly the vibe they were going for. Like Lizzie McGuire meets Scott Pilgrim and all those John Hughes coming of age stories.
Yeah.
And honestly, this feels more like that sort of John Hughes style than even the Spider-Man movies.
Exactly. And it's I can't get over the editing. Every time they did something weird, the random chalk drawings that would come on the walls as they were walking by, the follow-through shots of them coming around corners and going through hallways that they almost never do, them going up walls and like the neon lights turning into the emojis that are on their cell phones and stuff. I'm like, what the hell? They never do this kind of editing.
Honestly, this is like probably some of the best editing I've seen in the MCU shows, definitely, but like just the very specific details, like all of Kamala's daydreams when she's going over the plan to get to Avengers Con.
Like the random, there's barely ever a dull scene. Even when they're just talking, it's always something's going on or something's being over exaggerated or there's some type of editing in the background. It's never boring.
Nope.
And borderline nothing happens in this episode outside of the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, like I said, this is a character centric episode, not a plot centric episode.
Exactly. It's a testament to what good editing can do. I was never bored. Ever. This felt so different. It did not at all feel like I was watching a Marvel TV show.
It felt like something that you would honestly see on like the Disney Channel.
Yeah. In like the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
It was so specific of a thing they're going for. Like I literally had the TV go Lizzie McGuire at me when I was watching it. I'm like, what is this? It was great. so, like you said, it was a Disney thing. They went so hard into like, we want you to feel like you're watching an old Disney special. And again, we're going from Moon Knight to this. I know bordering on nothing about Kamala Khan.
Same.
This is basically the same plot as the Avengers game, and I played the first part of it, which was when you're playing story, it's good. Everything else is bleh. But yeah, like she's a big Avengers mark, a big Avengers nerd, and obviously a big fan of Miss Marvel. Do you know if that Bengal thing means anything?
Not yet. I'm sure the Bengal will be explained later on. I have a feeling though that because of Shang-Chi, there might be some sort of similarities.
Maybe. And we have to address the elephant in the room of like, they said that her powers are going to be slightly different. And like, I know that she's got cosmic stuff, plus she's got the stretchy stuff. Everyone to me kind of exploded. And like, I get it. We have 3 different versions of people that can fly and have guns and stuff like that. I get it. She still gets to stretch in this, and that made me happy.
Mm-hmm. It may not be like exactly the same, but she does the stretchy arm.
It's there. They made it differentiate enough so that when we had Mr. Fantastic weeks before this happened, it's different. So if you make it a cosmic stretching, she has her own thing, but it's then her own thing, which I'm okay with.
About the Bengal, what I like about that as like her vessel for the power is at least it comes from like her own family.
Yes.
Now again, we said they have to actually explain what it is, and I'm sure they will in episode like
none of this Haro glass in the shoes horse shit. I need you to point blank tell me. But yeah, that will get explained. Hold on. Let's see here. Oh wow, yeah, that's not. Bengal is also a Marvel character. I didn't know that. Wow, yeah. I typed Bengal into the thing and it's getting me all sorts of different things. So we're just gonna have to go with that because Bengal apparently is a title that a bunch of people have had.
Huh.
Didn't know that, but yeah, and it's an heirloom of a family member of hers that has cosmic powers.
And then of course it's in the junk box.
Of course. And it has to be some Indian in the cover style horseshit. What's this thing? Why is it special? I don't know. And it has the immediate, don't touch that. Someone else is going to put it upstairs because I don't want you playing with it. It's going to become one of those, the mom knew immediately she didn't want Kamala touching that thing.
Oh, yeah, probably.
So what does the mom know that Kamala doesn't?
It's got to be some reason why she's like cartoonishly overprotective.
Yeah, if that's
and to be fair, I'm sure there are plenty of Pakistani parents who are like that.
Yes. One thing I was happy about, and I'm going to be honest, I've never heard this. This is the second time I've ever actually heard, well, third time. They have a character named Jin in RWBY who's a genie. But this is the second time where they like actually reference the mythical creature, the Jin. The first time ever was in Supernatural, and it was super creepy. Like, it was a horrifying monster of a thing that makes you live out your greatest fantasies until you basically like become comatose and brain fry. But I thought it was really cool. I didn't know Jin was Arabic, but that's really cool that they're actually like bringing up stuff to like, they're not just like, hey, cool, we're Arabic, but we're never going to mention it again. They're actually like bringing in stuff like actually acting like they're Arabic, and they're not just happen to be Arabic like some shows like to do.
Mhm. I was just looking up Jin on Wikipedia, and um, sometimes it's referred to as genie or the broader meaning like spirit or demon. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's honestly cool how they're actually leaning into that culture.
You want to see a horrific version of a Jin. I want to say it's in season 2 of Supernatural. It's in season 1 or 2, but they go to encounter a Jin, and then it zaps him into his fantasy world to where he's literally sitting there peering a fantasy while on the outside he's frying, like brain frying to death. It's
Oh God.
that episode's horrifying. But yeah. So we get to meet her little family and stuff like that. And it's awesome. All of her family's great. Gone over that. Got to meet all of them. It's the truth. And again, such a Disney Channel original movie thing. What do we need to have something happen that's going to ruin the great plan? Some totally minor inconvenience of her failing her driver's test. Oh,
by the way, recognize the driving instructor?
I do.
He's the science teacher from
Thank you.
From Stranger Things.
Yes. And I was like, I couldn't think of the guy's name. That was the only problem. But I'm like, man, I know you. And I know you from something I've seen recently.
Yep.
Because I rewatched all the first seasons of Stranger Things before I saw that new season. Oh boy. That new season's great. Holy crap. People, if you have not watched Stranger Things, I had people come up and tell me that they were having people tell them that it's the worst season ever done. Those people are dumb. Do not listen to them. You got like 5 feature-length movies of insanely good writing and great effects to the best villain you've ever had in that show. Vecna's great. Go watch it. Anyway, but yeah. And then they have that little hoopla, and then they have to get through all that. You want to know one thing that this made me really upset about, but the fact the world's getting normal, I might get it again. Man, I miss Comic-Con.
Same.
Just seeing the people walk around and the random stands and the like photo ops and stuff. It's like, oh, I haven't gotten to go to a Comic-Con since 2019. I came this close earlier when I would have got to meet Johnny Young Bosch in person finally, but I digress. Work comes first. But yeah, I didn't know how official this Avengers Con thing was going to be, because like the last time they did a version of this, which again was in the Avengers game, they actually like had it at like Avengers Campus type deal, where like they actually had just like Thor walking around with his hammer going like, hello, young child. But yeah, I thought it was really, really cool. They had the Disney version of Carrie kind of happen in the middle there. Do you think it was kind of weird? That weird kind of what do I want to say, snooty person that she's kind of friends with, kind of not at school, didn't like get horrifically injured when that hammer hit her.
Yeah, that did seem a bit off.
Like, what's that thing made out of? Probably like styrofoam or something light, but I'm like, you made that look really awful. And when it swung back, she's just, oh, okay. I guess she's just slightly winded. That looked like you killed her. What TV show? Oh, it's an animated TV show where these people are sitting in like a tavern, and this person that should have been dead comes up to him and he goes, "You got a lot of nerve being alive." I can't think of what it's called.
That line sounds so familiar though.
It's a guy who's blue. He's wearing a hat. And he's got a pink nose. I can't think of what his name is. And then the other one that came up with it is when she's going all great, where on the stage, and then it's another animated TV show. It might be the same one where it's like, oh no, it all went wrong. house falls apart and all that. But oh yeah, all offense could have been worse as all that went. But yeah, I love the slow decline of all her plans falling apart, where they're like exactly the amount of time that she's off on her plan. Little details like that aren't needed, but that goes just back to just how freaking good the editing was in this. If they keep that up for all these episodes, holy crap.
They might have to tone it down when it gets like serious.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
For,
I
for
kind of
now,
want to see a serious
I'm loving
version of
it.
it. I'm loving it too. I kind of want to see what the serious note version of that editing is. Like if they go Scott Pilgrim like the whole time, that could be kind of nuts.
I hope they keep this up.
We'll see. I don't know. But we basically now she's a bad influence because she has her head in the clouds. There, she has the cartoonish parents where they're just like, you're looking up to the bad people. Captain Marvel has one of the most modest costumes in all the MCU.
Honestly, yeah.
I get it. It's a parent like, you're wearing skin tight leather. Nothing showing. Come on now. She doesn't even have a boob window. Like, she is head to toe. She even has a helmet. Like, outside of like Maria Hill, there's few people that are more modestly dressed than Captain Marvel. And the Wasp. Sorry, I forgot about her. But do you got anything else that you want to bring up?
Just jumping off your point about the costume and Kamala's rebellious personality, this is starting to remind me a little bit of Turning Red in terms of the mother-daughter relationship. Like, it's not that the child is becoming a rebel. She's finding herself. She's embracing her own personality, and that's going to be clearly her arc throughout the film.
That is true. And they're gonna get that all figured out. So yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. I don't know how that's gonna go. But
there's one more thing we have to talk about.
We do. Do you have any idea where you think that is?
I honestly don't, but it's got to be some sort of government organization that we haven't met yet. It doesn't look like SHIELD. It's clearly not SWORD.
The weird part is it just looks like a ramshackle office building.
Yeah.
Like, I for a hot minute thought that was the school again. And they're just like on their cell phones. Like, guys, like, oh, those crazy kids, I tell ya, it's just some cosplayer. Like, your job is to look for supers and you're this nonchalant?
Well, Gary, grab your coat. It's time to go
It's
time to go soup recruiting.
Super hunting. I don't. And it's like, I've seen almost no promotional material for this because I just wanted to stay raw on it. But it's like a part of this are going to be being recruited.
I mean, we'll have to see where this goes.
It's weird. I don't know what they're doing with that, but we'll have to see. Any final thoughts? Because I really got nothing. There was, like you said, all character.
Final thoughts are: this show is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It definitely has a fun, like, scrapbook kind of energy to it. So, kind of like what I said at the top, if you like the mix of Lizzie McGuire and Scott Pilgrim, I think you'll really get into this.
Yeah, if you wanted something completely off the wall from everything we've seen previous, you're going to be in for a good time. But yeah, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Don't need to go too over. I think we're good. Mike, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterbox.com/CoachK42. And you can find me on all the various Facebook groups just to add my name. You can check out Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Twitter at Ren Pop Culture. You can also find us on Podchaser and the Banana Meter and our YouTube channel. You can also listen to our podcasts on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Pandora, apparently. And last but not least, everything we found at renegadepopculture.com. Need escape? So do we.
That's a new one. I didn't know we were on Pandora. But all right, yeah, and you can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero. But if you're watching this mostly on my Twitch and YouTube, you already know that. But until next time, we will see you guys all later. Bye.
Peace.